Are we sleepwalking into a new online Wild West, where the protection of our children is being sacrificed on the altar of innovation? It's a question that's no longer theoretical, as a brewing storm in Washington, D.C. threatens to shake up the booming world of prediction markets. Before we dive deeper into this high-stakes debate, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss out on critical updates. Now, let's talk about prediction markets. You might have heard of them, or even dabbled yourself. These platforms allow users to bet on the outcome of real-world events, think elections, economic indicators, or even major news stories. They've exploded in popularity, attracting not just seasoned investors, but also a growing number of younger users. And that, my friends, is where the alarm bells are starting to ring. The growing popularity of these markets has caught the attention of kids' online safety advocates, and importantly, key figures in Congress. Adding another layer to this complex situation, gambling researchers are also weighing in, highlighting potential overlaps and risks. The combined pressure is now being felt by the prediction market industry, who are being pressed to explain exactly what they are doing or not doing to prevent minors and those younger than 21 from accessing and using their platforms. The scrutiny from Congress is significant, and it largely comes from a contingent of lawmakers deeply concerned about the digital landscape our children are navigating. They see prediction markets as a potentially problematic space, one that could easily blur the lines between educational tools, entertainment, and outright gambling, especially for impressionable minds. The fear is that without robust age verification and strict monitoring, these platforms could become a gateway to problematic gambling behaviors for teenagers, many of whom are already grappling with the psychological pressures of social media and online culture. Think about it. These are platforms where you can bet on who will win the next election or when a specific piece of legislation will pass. For a young person still developing their understanding of risk and consequence, this could be a dangerous playground. The argument from these lawmakers is that the current age gates, if they exist at all, are simply not enough. They're looking for concrete measures, not just promises, that will keep underage individuals away from platforms that, by their very nature, involve financial risk. This isn't just about abstract online safety concerns. This is about tangible financial exposure for young people who may not fully grasp the implications of their bets. Researchers are pointing out that the psychological mechanisms behind prediction markets, the thrill of a win, the sting of a loss, the constant monitoring of outcomes, share many characteristics with traditional forms of gambling. And we already know the devastating impact that early-onset gambling can have on individuals and families. So what are the prediction market companies saying in response? Some are arguing that their platforms are primarily for informational purposes, providing a way to gauge public sentiment and forecast future events. They might point to existing terms of service that prohibit underage use. But Congress isn't buying it wholesale. They're demanding to see the evidence that these policies are being actively enforced. Are they using sophisticated AI to detect underage users? Are they partnering with third-party verification services? Or are they simply hoping for the best, while the revenue streams continue to flow? The possible outcomes of this congressional pressure are significant. We could see new regulations introduced specifically targeting prediction markets. This might include stricter age verification requirements, limitations on the types of events that can be bet on, or even outright bans for platforms that fail to demonstrate adequate safeguards. On the other hand, if the industry can present a strong case for their existing or planned protective measures, they might be able to fend off the most stringent regulations. But the spotlight is on them now, and the burden of proof is on the industry. Who is ultimately affected? Children, young adults, parents, and even the future of online platforms. If regulations become too heavy-handed, it could stifle innovation in what some see as a legitimate form of market analysis. But if the status quo remains, we risk a future where vulnerable young people are exposed to the potential harms of gambling without adequate protection. This debate is a critical intersection of technology, finance, and child welfare. It forces us to confront how we regulate emerging digital spaces and what responsibilities these platforms have to the society they operate within. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but the conversation is happening, and it's happening in the halls of power. So what do you think about this? Should prediction markets face stricter regulations to protect minors? Or are these concerns overblown? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This is a crucial moment in shaping the digital future for young Americans, and your voice matters. We'll be watching closely as this story develops.